So you're moving to Jacksonville, or maybe already here, and dreaming of poolside living. But here's the catch. Do you want the privacy and control of your own backyard pool, or the convenience and community feel of a neighborhood with shared resort-style amenities? Because let me tell you, here in Northeast Florida, that decision can totally shape your lifestyle, your wallet, and even your weekends. In this video, we're going to talk through the real-world differences between owning a backyard pool versus living in a pool community here in Jacksonville. We'll break down the cost, the vibe, the maintenance, the resale impact, and even the social factor. So by the end of this, you'll feel way more confident about which option actually fits your lifestyle. If we haven't met before, I'm Josh Rogers, a local real estate agent here in Jacksonville and St. Johns County. My job is to help families figure out what part of Northeast Florida fits their lifestyle and goals. So if you're considering a move, or you're already house hunting and just feeling stuck with all the options, go ahead and text me. I'll ask a few questions, learn what you're looking for, and then I can send over some home options that actually make sense for your lifestyle and your needs. Let's start with what hits your wallet first. A private backyard pool in Jacksonville can easily add anywhere from $60,000 to $100,000 to your home build or renovation budget, and that's just the initial install. You've got to factor in monthly maintenance, increased homeowners insurance, possible higher property taxes, and in some neighborhoods, stricter permitting and HOA approvals. On the flip side, if you're in a community with a shared pool, the cost is baked into your HOA fees, which might run anywhere from $75 to $200 a month, depending on where you live and what's included. So for a lot of people, it comes down to predictability. Some buyers love knowing that a set HOA fee covers their amenities and upkeep, while others are okay with investing more upfront because they want full control over their own pool space. And of course, if you're buying a resale home with an existing pool, that price is already factored into the listing, but the long-term costs still follow you. Now from there, let's talk about how each pool type actually shows up in your life. Because some people picture themselves floating in their own backyard at sunset with a drink in hand. And that's awesome if you're really going to use it often. But here's what I've noticed. Unless you've got kids in the house or a super social circle, some private pools don't get nearly as much use as folks expect. Community pools, especially in newer master plan neighborhoods like Nocatee, E-Town, or Shearwater, usually offer more than just a rectangle of water. We're talking slides, splash pads, lap pools, clubhouses, and events. So for active families with kids or people who enjoy meeting neighbors, a community pool can honestly offer a lot more social value. But then again, it's not yours alone. You've got to deal with crowds during summer and weekends. And speaking of families, if you're raising young kids, sometimes it's actually easier to avoid having a private pool altogether until they're older, just from a safety and liability standpoint. So continuing with that, let's talk about what people don't always factor in right away: the time and energy you'll spend keeping a private pool clean and safe. Weekly cleaning, chemical balancing, seasonal servicing, resurfacing after several years, it adds up. Most folks end up hiring a pool service in Jacksonville, which can run around $100 to $150 per month. With community pools, all of that is handled for you. No vacuuming, no buying chlorine tablets, no surprise repairs. You just grab a towel and go. That peace of mind can be huge for busy professionals or retirees who want less on their plate. But then again, you can't heat the water to your liking or decide to host a spontaneous late night swim. So if you're someone who values low mental load and minimal upkeep, community pools win here. But if you're the type who wants that backyard oasis exactly how you want it every single day, a private pool may be worth the added responsibility. And hey, if you're listening to all of this thinking, man, I just want someone to help me figure out what's actually going to work for my family, shoot me a text. I'll ask you a few questions about what you're looking for, and I can send you some communities or homes that match what you're after. My goal is to help you find what's right for you, not just what looks pretty online. Now let's talk resale, because this part surprises people. In Jacksonville, a private pool does add value to a home, but it's not always dollar for dollar. The appraisal bump might be somewhere between $25,000 to $50,000 depending on the condition and age of the pool. But here's the kicker: pools also shrink your buyer pool. Not everyone wants one. Some buyers will skip right over your home just because they don't want the maintenance, the insurance, or the liability. With a pool community, your home is still desirable to buyers who want access to swimming and amenities without the personal upkeep. In fact, communities like Bartram Springs or Durban Crossing that have great pools and low HOA fees stay really competitive with young families. So if resale is important to you, think long game. A pool could help your home stand out, but only if it's well maintained and still feels like a bonus rather than a burden. Now, finally, let's talk about the experience. With a backyard pool, you've got total privacy, control, and freedom. Impromptu parties, music, pool lights, floating in silence, whatever your vibe is, it's yours. Nobody's cannonballing beside you unless you invited them. But community pools bring their own energy. If you love chatting with neighbors, want your kids to make friends, or just like being part of the action without hosting anything, then it can be a great fit. The key here is knowing yourself and what actually makes you feel at home. And let's be honest, sometimes it's not either or. Some people start in a pool community, love it, and later upgrade to a home with their own pool once they've got a better sense of their habits and what fits their lifestyle. So here's the deal. If you're seriously thinking about moving to Jacksonville, or you're already here but unsure what fits you best, text me. Let me help you figure out which route makes more sense for your day-to-day life and your long-term goals. I'll ask a few easy questions and then send over some real options that are actually aligned with your lifestyle. Thanks so much for hanging out with me today. Whether you end up going backyard or community, the good news is there's no shortage of amazing options here in Jacksonville. I'm here to help you navigate that, so just shoot me a text when you're ready.